When you think of Palo Alto, the first word that comes to mind probably isn't homelessness, but it's a real problem. And one person who is addressing it head-on is Kate Young. She's the Director of Resident Services at Palo Alto Housing Corporation, a nonprofit that creates and maintains housing for low and moderate income residents. But that's only the beginning. She has a knack for identifying needs in the community and finding innovative ways to fill them. After-school and tutoring programs for children, parenting education, resource information, services for low-income seniors. What makes her program unusual is that all this takes place in the context of housing. This gives it a cohesion and a community-building flavor that many other programs lack.
I believe that every family deserves a safe and well-maintained and affordable place to live. And in Palo Alto in particular, the cost of living in this area is so high that many folks who have grown up in Palo Alto or are working in Palo Alto providing essential services can't afford to live here. So it's something I think that our community really needs to maintain vibrancy and diversity of Palo Alto.
Just give me an overview of the program. What is it and whom does it serve?
And so we have been providing affordable housing since 1970. We have nearly 600 units of housing, and we're currently developing more. Then in addition to just the bricks and mortar of the housing, we provide on-site resident services.
How do you think that it's different because it's housing-based as opposed to having all these resources unconnected?
Yeah, well, it's sort of like a one-stop shop, and it's also built on relationships and community. So our service coordinators that work in our various housing communities really get to know people and build relationships. And the services, having the services on site too, there's no barriers of transportation or cost. They're right there in the housing community. And it really provides a supportive environment where people who are coming to a workshop or a class haven't maybe known each other for a couple of years, and it makes things more easy to access, barriers removed, more approachable, and so that people will actually go ahead and take advantage of the services rather than, sometimes when you have to go out someplace, you're hesitant to do that. And so it just makes it that much easier for people to take advantage of them.
I know you have a special interest in youth, and in fact, in your nomination, a lot was said about you and children. I really do want to touch on your own childhood and some of the experiences you had in the past that informed the way you approach all of this. So tell me about that.
Well, I grew up in this area in Los Altos, and I experienced a lot of pressure and sense of competition when I was growing up in school, both academic-wise and socially. You have to be the best and be in the AP classes and look a certain way and have the right clothes and all of that kind of stuff. And that really wasn't a great match for me and didn't help me thrive. And my parents realized this, that I wasn't thriving, and nor was my younger brother, in this sort of ultra-competitive environment. So they moved us out of the area to Monterey County for a few years, where I finished high school. And it was such a great choice because things were just less competitive, a little bit more down to earth. And looking back on it, it just makes me realize that the ultra pressure and this sense of defining success by the end result and academic success and being the best at everything isn't right for every kid. That may really motivate some kids, but that's not a motivator for everyone. And I think what I learned from it is that every child needs to feel good about something that they are doing, whether that's academics or sports or music or whatever. But I think it's really important for parents to cultivate in their child something that the child can feel like, I have a gift, I have a talent, I have something to share with other people, and I feel good about this particular thing.